Recording has started. So, Alan, a fẹ́ wo if statement. If statement. Class wa lé òní gùn, like I said earlier. On Wednesday like this, òní gùn Saturday la máa ní enough time láti ṣiṣẹ́ today. Now, I want to look at if statement. Let's discuss what it's about. If statement is a situation. In fact, every day, we as individuals, we run if statement every day. In if statements, you want to do some things if some certain conditions are met. If this condition is met, then you want to do something. So that is what if statement is about. If some certain conditions are met, then you want to do some things. So let's start with this. Let's say we have a variable num is 5. So I can say I want to alert welcome if num is greater than, okay, let's say age. Let's use age. Variable age equals to, let's say 22. Variable age equals to 22. So I want to say you are permitted to vote provided the age is more than 18 or is 18 and above. Do you understand? If it's more than 17, I think that's better. If it's more than 17, I want to alert you are permitted to vote. But if it's not more than 17, that is 17 downward, I don't want to do anything. Do we get what you're about to do? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go back to the course now. Now, if I write this, alert, you are permitted to vote. If I write this one will always alert you are permitted to vote, whether age is more than 17 or not. This will always alert it. Now we have it here. Let me now change the value of age to, let's say, 1. It will still alert it to your permit, which is not what we want. That is not what we want. So this is where if statement comes in. Provided you want to do some things, if some certain conditions are met, then in that case you use if statement. So let's see how to use if statement. To use it, you start with the if keyword, if. Then you put parentheses after the if keyword. Now, within this parentheses, you are going to put your conditions there. What we want to check is, we want to ensure that age is greater than 17. Are we following it? Are we following it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So,
Yes.
all right, sir. So I come again to do something. If some certain conditions are met, first you write if, then you place the parenthesis after the if. You now put the condition you want to check inside that parenthesis. Now, if this condition is met, then you do whatever is inside this curly braces. You have if, the condition you want to check. If this condition is met, then whatever code you want to execute, you place it within this curly braces. So I will take this, alert this, and I will bring it inside this curly braces. So it will only run the code within this curly braces if and only if the condition here is met. So in this case, age is 1. Is 1 greater than 17? Is 1 greater than 17?
No.
Okay, so for that reason, it's not going to run the code inside this place. So let's save it and run it on the browser. So as you can see on the browser, it's clean. It's not alerting anything. That's because the condition here is not met. Now let's put a number that is, let's say, a number greater than 17. This is 34. 34 is greater than 17. And because 34 is greater than 17, it will run this code. You are permitted to vote. Any question before we move on?
No.
Okay. Now, what you have here can you can use greater than, you can use less than. This is less than, so it will do whatever is here if age is lesser than 17. You have the less than or equal to. Less than or equal to means it's going to run this if age is lesser than 17 or age is equal to 17. In that case, I can say you cannot vote. You cannot vote. So if age is lesser than 17 or age is equal to 17, alert you cannot vote. So 34 does not meet this condition, so it's not going to do it. It's not going to alert you cannot vote. It won't. We also have the greater than or equal to. That is, if age is greater than 17 or is equal to 17, then run the codes here. Let's move on. Now, we want to look at something interesting. We want to check if age is equal to, let's say, we want to say, just say, welcome. Let's alert welcome. Alert welcome. If age is equal to 17. Alert welcome. Alert welcome. If age is equal to 17. So if you run this, what are we going to see based on what we've done so far? Based on the explanation given so far.
Welcome.
Ow.
No. No. Uh, it will not alert welcome.
Good. It's not going to alert anything. It's not going to do anything. You are right, sir. Like, that's what it should do. And based on the explanation given so far, this is what is expected of these codes. But somehow, it's not just, it's misbehaving. Let's turn it on the browser. So now, why should we say welcome? Let's quickly discuss this together. Naturally, we don't expect it to display welcome because the condition here is not met. Age is not equal to 17. But the reason you have welcome is this. Equal to is an assignment operator in JavaScript. It's used to assign a value to something. So on line 12, we are creating a container called age and we are inserting 34 in it. On line 13, because of this same equal to, it will change the value of age to 17. It will change the value of age to 17, and that's not what we want. We don't want the value of age to change. We are only trying to compare. We only want to check if age is 17, but not to change the value of age to 17. So because it is changing the value of age to 17 here, that's why it's displaying this welcome. Do you understand? Show you why. Do you understand the problem? Okay. Good.
Yes.
So because of this place, this is assigning the value of, is assigning 17 to age. And because equal to assigns, then the value of age will change to 17. And we are not trying to assign, we only want it to check. So meaning this equal to is not doing what we want. For that reason, JavaScript provides us with another operator. This double equal to only checks, it doesn't assign value. This will only check if age is 17. So whenever you want to check if a value is something, then you use this double equal to. This only checks, it doesn't assign value. So that's what you're going to use here. So let's save it now. This will not alert.
Okay.
This will not alert welcome because this condition is not met. It won't. Let's move on. Now you can use things aside numbers. You can use strings. You can, let's even create a new variable entirely. I'll comment out all of this. Then I'll say variable name. So let's say name is style. I have a variable called name and we want to say if name is equal to, let's say, James. Alert. Hey, James is here. And of course, since this name is not James, it's not going to alert James is here. But once let's on it so that I will see it's not going to do that. But once the value of name is James, then we will see James is there. We also have boolean. Remember, boolean is anything that is either true or false, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's deal with boolean. Let's see variable. Let me scroll down. Variable check val. Let's say check val is true if check val is false. Alert not available or not available. What will this give us?
Nothing.
Good. It's not going to give us anything. But if this is true like this, then it will display not available. Good. Let's move on. Now let's now look at something very interesting about if statements. Now you can do something like this. You can say if check var. How does this work? Now if I put if check var, well, we've not done something like this before now. We've been doing something like maybe comparing if this equals to something, or but we just put a variable within this place. Now, will it display not available or not? Let's go to the explanation together. You see, in JavaScript, there's something, not even generally in programming. I will explain something about if statement. If you write if statement like this, look at it. So, alert, hello. If true, you can one be now, right?
Yes, sir.
In programming, what it's looking for in this place is a boolean, either true or false. I come again. What JavaScript is looking for here is a boolean. It's looking for either true or false. In Cotton 1 here. If it is true, it will do whatever we have in this place. If it is false, it's not going to do it. Now, by writing if true, meaning it will alert error. But if I change this if true to if false, it won't alert error. So let's change it back to if true. I want it on browser. We have this error. Then, if I put if false, it won't alert error. So what it's looking for is either true or false. Now, let's go back to some of the examples we've considered before. Here we have name equals to James. You see, at the background, what JavaScript is going to do is JavaScript expects either true or false here. So whatever you write here, whatever condition you put here, at the end of the day, JavaScript will convert it to either true or false. Again, I come again. What JavaScript is looking for here is just either true or false. So irrespective of whatever you write here, JavaScript will convert it to either true or false. So what it's going to do is at the background, JavaScript will now say name equals to James. Oh, that's true. So it will now change it to true while processing it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So in Kotomash background here, JavaScript expects either true or false. So whatever you write here at the background is going to convert it to either true or false. This is name equals to James. JavaScript will ask itself, is this true or false? Oh, this is true. So it will convert it to true. And remember I said, if true is here, then it means it's going to run the code inside this curly braces. If false is here, then it means it's not going to run it. So meaning if this is Ajayi, this is false. Like name equals to James. No, that's not true. That's false. So JavaScript will now convert whatever is here to false. And since it is false, it's not going to run the code here. Charlie, tẹ̀síwájú.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's now go back to this part. Let me comment out this and go back to this part. So when we have if check var, that is like saying if to, right? I've been now. Since the value of check var is 2, show you what.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
To bá dà lẹ́sọ fún mi o. Since the value of check. Okay. Since the value of check var is 2, so by writing if check var is the same as saying if 2. And remember, if it sees 2 here, it will run the codes here. So for that reason, it will display not available. Now, if this is false, this is like saying if false. Remember, if there is false here, then it's not going to run the codes, so it's not going to display anything. Now, what if we now decide to put a number or something else aside boolean? So what happens in this case? This is it. Well, check var is not true and is not false. So what happens with JavaScript? Like, you expect it to be confused because this is not a condition. Check var is not like whatever we have here is not a condition, and it's not true, it's not false. So what will happen? What will JavaScript do? Will it throw an error? Will it do anything it likes and all of that? This is it. Everything in JavaScript is converted to either true or false. Like all data types, all of them, everything, they are converted to either true or false. So some things are converted to true, while some other things are converted to false. Those things that are converted to true, we call them 2T. Those things that are converted to false, we call them false. So if that value is 2T, that is, if it's what JavaScript sees as true, if it's what JavaScript converts to true, then it is called 2T, meaning it will do whatever we have here. If that value is false, if it's part of those things JavaScript sees as false, then it's not going to do it. So the question is 10 2T or 4C? Well, I don't expect us to know. Because how do you know those things that are 2T? How do you know those things that are 4C? Some things are 2T, some things are 4C. Now, one way to know the 2T and the 4C is this. Assume all values are 2T. Assume all values are 2T except these ones. All values are 2T except these ones that I'm about to mention. Number 1, false. Number 2, 0. Number 3, undefined. Number 4, null. Number 5, empty string. And number 6, NaN. This is not a number. These are all of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just these 6 things are 4C. Anything aside these 6 things here is 2T. Anything aside these 6 is 2T. These 6 are 4C. So I want to ask us a question. Is the 10 here 2T or 4C?
Truth.
Good. It is 2T because it's not among these 6 things. So for that reason, it's going to alert not available. Because that's the same as saying if so. Show you what. Let's go to the browser. Ṣáà tẹ̀síwájú show you what. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's move on. Thank you, sir. Next is, what if I put this? Is it going to display not available or not?
This one is false.
Good. It is empty string. I actually mentioned this so that you can know that either it is single string or double string is still the same thing. It's still the same thing. So this is false. It's not going to display anything. Okay, let me ask another question. What will this give us? Will it display not available or not?
The string.
It will display.
Good. It will display because this is 2T. It's not among these 16s. So it will display. Then the last one before we go. Will it display not available or not?
It will not.
Now, I actually bought this so that I can make clarification around this part. You see, this one is 2T. It's funny, but that's it. It has a value
It's a string,
inside.
right?
Yes, because it has a value. If there is nothing there, it is
Okay.
4C. But if there is something there, it is 2T. Sorry, sir.
Okay, brother.
Ó ti ní value o. Nǹkan tí wọ́n á nú
So
ẹ̀ o.
space is a value now.
Yes, it is, sir. It
The
is.
space.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Ó ti ní value nìyẹn.
continue.
So this is 2T. It will display not available. So hope you understand the concept of 2T and 4C. Ká tó kúrò níbí báyìí. Hello, please, are we together?
Yes, we are with you. Yes, sir.
Yes, Aga.
Alright. So we've looked at if statements. We want to look at if else. If else. In if else, you want to do some things if some conditions are met, and you want to do some other things if the condition is not met. Look at it. Before now, let's go back to the first example. Before now, okay, we did something like this. So if before now we did something like this, if age is greater than or equal to 18, alert you can vote, and it worked fine. Everything is fine. But what if the value of age doesn't meet this condition? What if age is 10? You know it's not going to do anything, right? But in if else, what you want to do is if this condition is met, you want to do something. But if the condition is not met, you want to do another thing. So meaning that if this condition is not met, I want to do another thing else. A good way to look at it is let's go back to this part, this example. See, alulekon. Come on. I said if 2 is here, then it will do whatever we have inside this place, right? Abi now.
Yes, yes.
Okay. If 2 is here, then it will do whatever we have inside this place. But if false is here, then based on the explanation we gave the first time, based on the explanation I gave the other time, I said it's not going to do anything. But instead of it not doing anything, if it is false, you want it to do something else now. That is if else. If it is true, you want it to do something. If it is false, you want it to do another thing. You want it to do something else. That is where if else comes in. So you now put else. So if it is true, it will not decode inside this. Let me break this to the next line. If it is true, it will not decode inside this part. If it is false, it will not decode in this else part. If it is true, the way it will not decode in this first part. If it is false, let's assume the condition here is false, or you have false here. Then it will not decode in the else part. So that is if else. So let's now see how we can make use of it here. So we can say if age is greater than or equal to 18, alert you can vote. Else, that is, provided this condition is not met, provided the value of age is not greater than or equal to 18. In other words, if age is lesser than 18, then maybe I want you to alert, go home in peace. So if age is lesser than 18, then it's going to come to the else part because it won't meet this condition. Any question?
No question.
No question. Go home in peace.
Call Gamma
No,
Lolin,
no,
please.
no underage voting. No, I'm just saying.
Okay. Restore it again.
That's better. No underage voting. Because it's good, but if you know underage voting, see, because you're about seeing there. I want to vote, it means they won't be able to go home in peace.
Oh God.
Ìgbà tó ṣe pé Lagos láti ń dìbò. Okay, let's move on. So we looked at if and if else. Now let's go to another thing. If else if. If else if. So if else if or else if is usually called else if. Else if allows you to do something if, like, you want to write multiple conditions. What do I mean? If, let's say I have a variable a equals to 1, so I can say if a equals to 1, then alert hello, or okay, let's do something. Let's first do a task on this if else --share. Yes, that would be better. Then in our next class we explain if else if, and we take it, we explain better. I think let's first do something on this. Let me give us a task on this if else. Then in our next class, after we are done with that task, then we can now go deeper into else if. Show you one. Okay. So this is what I want us to do. I'll stop sharing my screen for a minute. Come on. Oh, the screen the video, the screen recorder is on. Even if I stop sharing my screen, you will see it in the video. Okay, I'll send the assignment to us as voice notes on our WhatsApp group.
You can pause it. You can pause the video recorder.
Yes, but sometimes when I pause like that, I must keep like only my needs to.
Okay, sir.
I will send it to us as voice notes on our WhatsApp group.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, sir. All right.